Good morning from Green Turtle Bay Marina. It's a beautiful day here. Several of us showed up yesterday. Had a short delay getting through the Barkley Lock, but then arrived here, and there is a bunch of loopers here today. So the plan looking forward is to probably stay here, I don't know, 2-3 days, because I'm a little ahead of schedule, as I need to be at the Aberdeen Lock, which is the first lock that is still closed down on the 10 Tom Waterway. And then the other one is the John Stennis Lock. There's two of them, Aberdeen Lock and John Stennis Lock. They're both closed for maintenance. They're both scheduled to open on the 6th of October. So I'm a little ahead of schedule, which is a good thing. Plan is to make my way down the Tennessee River, staying at some, what appears to be on the map, some beautiful anchorages, a few marinas here and there. And I think I'm going to end up, at this point, my planning, I sit there in the evening time and I go through Navionics and look at Google Maps aerial view, and I just kind of try and plan out where I have enough depth, where it looks good, that I'm not parked in that I'm not anchoring in front of somebody's house or anchoring near an industry, and just try and find some anchorages. One of the things, every now and then I run across a looper that loves to anchor out and says, "There's no anchorages here." Well, I would love to show you something here that maybe it's misunderstood. So let me show you what I'm referring to. So this is how I got here. The Ohio River. I turned and went down the Cumberland River. Really beautiful through here. Transitioned the Barkley Lock into Lake Barkley. Very big lake here. Then I turned and came into Green Turtle Bay, which is where I'm at now. Probably stay here for 2 or 3 days. It's raining out and kind of miserable, so we'll stay here. Then I'm going to come out, transition this piece of land here over into Kentucky Lake. This is also, the channel is also called Tennessee River. Then I will make my way down and do some of these beautiful anchorages here. I love to anchor out. So what I want to show you is, I hear several people here and there that say, "I want to anchor out, but I can't find an official anchorage." And what they're referring to is, if you zoom in, you see this little green anchor sign? That's what they're looking for. That is not an official anchorage. That is an active captain layer where somebody has put into active captain that they anchored there. There's nothing official about that. So the rule of thumb for anchoring is, obviously, don't anchor in the channel. Don't anchor in an area that on the chart is specified restricted zone. And then use common sense. Nobody owns the waterway unless otherwise specified by either signs in the area or specified on the chart that is a no anchorage or no or a restricted zone. So if you would like to anchor somewhere, find a nice spot. Don't park in front of like a business or real close to somebody's house. Don't piss somebody off. Use common sense. People don't own the waterway. Find an anchorage and anchor. It doesn't have to have one of these little green signs. Now, let me show you something else. Let me go back a few days on the chart here. All right, now here's an area that looks like a nice anchorage, and notice what it has for a symbol. It has a little green circle and below it a purple anchor. Let's click on that and find out what that is. So if you click on it, it says Carlson Hollow. If I go into it, it has a little information zone that it says it's Carlson Hollow, peaceful protected anchorage. And then there's a review. My goodness, the review is done by me. And there's my little review. I gave it 4 stars. It was a nice anchorage. That doesn't have the green anchor. That's because this was just entered a couple days ago by myself. How you do that is, let's say that you anchor right here and you love it. You tap, hit the question mark. That pops open a menu. This is all Navionics now. You hit add anchorage, select anchor. Now, this is a little different than a review. There's 2 parts of it. The top part is just the information, the name, and for instance, you could put in here like the depth and some other little pertinent information that's more about the location. Then below is the actual review, the stars, the title, and your review of it. One more item is the best way to do this is while you're at the location, turn this on down here and it will actually grab your GPS location to give an accurate position on the map. Then hit add. This will turn it into an active captain entry like that. I need to find out to be more accurate of what I'm going to tell you now, but I believe after this goes into the active captain database, there is a database manager that looks at these and turns them into the little green symbol. I'm not 100% correct on that, and if somebody else knows better, please leave information down in the comments. I'd like to know for sure. That's just my opinion at this time until I know better. So hopefully that helps. Well, it's refrigerator defrost day. You think it's about defrost time? You think it's thick enough? Oh man, look at that. I think it's about time. I've taken everything out of the freezer, put it in this big cooler down here. Taken everything out of the refrigerator side and stuck it all up on the top of the counter. Left stuff in the door because I really don't care. Got all the shelves out. Now I've got one of these really high-powered heaters. It's not a hairdryer. This is a thing that you use to melt heat shrink and stuff with. It gets like a bazillion degrees hot. It glows red inside. I'm just gonna do my best to melt it and get it to going here. Let's see how long it takes. It's 12:46. I'm gonna lay a chamois down here in the front part. Got a towel on the floor so the floor doesn't get wet. Even though this is that I forget what it's called, it doesn't absorb water. It's made for boat galleys. Anyway, so I got a towel down to keep it from running under the fridge, a chamois in the front, and then I've got this drawer, big thick drawer inside that's going to catch the majority of it. Same with the freezer. There's a little tray in there. It's going to catch the majority of it. Yes, look at that. That's how it's done. Man, this heat gun makes the job so much quicker. That was, let's see, 20 minutes of hitting on and off with the heat gun. to get that 99% of the chunk out. Okay. All defrosted, all chamoised down. All dry. Excellent. Now put all the stuff back in. That's the fridge side. Now the freezer side. This freezer holds quite a bit. Yeah. Freezer holds a lot more than it looks. I tell you what, the fridge does too. Put some other stuff in there first. Secret. Silicone glue, 5200. More silicone glue, different types of sealant. JB Weld. Don't tell anybody, it's a secret. Put it in a freezer and it'll last a lifetime. It will never harden up in the freezer. I found that out years ago from working on the model RC planes. All the different glues you use, they go bad within weeks once you open them. Put them in a freezer, it lasts forever. Literally forever. Maybe even longer. I got blueberries from Georgian Bay, frozen. I made blueberry pancakes this morning with those. It was awesome. More piece. All right, that's my freezer. We're back. Done. It's 1:33 from start to finish. Right under an hour. That wasn't too bad. Good morning from, where am I at? Green Turtle Bay. Kentucky, Illinois, somewhere in there. I'm pretty sure it's Kentucky. I don't know. It's a blur to me, and I really don't care. I want to keep it that way so it becomes more of an adventure than being so precise. I don't like being so precise. I like it just being an adventure. So I'm heading out of Green Turtle Bay here in a few minutes. In fact, let's get ready to crank my engines. And heading down the Kentucky Lake side to find an anchorage about 15 miles south of here. Just kind of heading down. In a couple days I'll be at, I'm looking at maybe Pebble Isle Marina. That's like 70 miles or something. So it's going to take 2-3 days to get there. No hurry. And I want to fish along the way. It's supposed to be better fishing. At least you can eat the fish out of this water than you can't out of the Mississippi. So let's crank it up. Oil pressure on the port, oil pressure on the starboard. Gauges look nominal. Voltages look nominal. Nominal. They look normal. How's that? All right, I've got my course programmed in, and I'm heading out. Kentucky Lake is beautiful. Anchorage on Kentucky Lake. It's beautiful here. Nice drizzle. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the drizzle is keeping it nice and cool. Otherwise it'd be about 90 out. There's the large Kentucky Lake out in the distance. Got some bass fishermen out there, some really dedicated guys. What a beautiful little anchorage. Just a little cove off the lake. This is what I love to do, find little coves like this. These are hidden gems. So peaceful. It is beautiful out front. Nice crystal clear day. Cruising along at 8 miles an hour. Peaceful, quiet. No boats on the river. Today is Monday. And I've got a little project I'm working on. Working on my helm seat. Problem here is this pedestal post flops around. And all they give you are these little bolts that you stick in there to try and tighten up, but that's still not enough. You still get this little wobble, and when you're sitting in it, you're just jarred, boom, boom, back and forth every time you hit like a little wave or something. So I'm trying to find something to wedge in there. I've tried drilling holes all the way through this way and putting these long bolts through there, but just a little bit of play with the size of the hole is enough. It still does about that much, which once you get up to the height of the seat, like this high, it's amplified enough that you feel it. So it's only just a little bit and you still feel it. So I got to find something. I'm going to go to a hardware store hopefully today and try to find something to wedge in there really tight. I'm thinking PVC or something that I can get that is just a hair larger. Wedge it in there and then pound the pipe back down on top of it and then put the bolts back in. Got to do something because it's on a long ride where you're driving like 3 and 4 or 5 hours. Just that little dit back and forth gets to you. So always strive for perfection. I'm about 5 miles out from Pebble Isle Marina. They give you free cinnamon rolls. Free cinnamon rolls to loopers, yeah. So that's where I'll be shortly. Back in 1932, the Tennessee Valley Authority installed the Kentucky Dam. That flooded this entire area, creating this huge Kentucky Lake. The only thing that was left was this very tall grain elevator. It still rises above as a pillar for the community to see. 55 feet of this elevator is still below water level. It even creates an artificial reef for fish to thrive. This local bass fisherman was proud of his catch. It's very eerie to pass by this and see it sticking above the water, but something cool to see. All right, she said go to the fuel dock, turn left, and then go to the T or face dock, or she called it something else, I don't know. But I guess that's her there. We'll just slide up there and see. Let's see. Beautiful. And we'll shut it off. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
How are you today?
Good. And yourself?
Doing awesome. How's it going?
Hey.
I'll take care of the lines. What's your name?
I'm Linda.
Linda, I'm Michael.
I'm Michael.
Nice to meet you.
Once you get settled in, you'll just want to come over.
Okay. And it's just a building right here?
Yes.
Awesome. I'll be there in a few
I'll be
minutes.
in the front.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Shortly. Okay, that was easy. All right, turn everything off. Okay, everything's off. I gotta go downstairs and turn my keys off. Keys off. Plug in the power so I can get the air conditioning going. I keep my power cord and it's cooler. Isn't that cool? Because normally you have to unwind or wind up your cable and then maybe stick it down in the lazarette, which is a pain in the butt. Or I just bought this fairly inexpensive cooler. I keep the main cord, which is 50 feet long, and a backup 50-foot cord in there. And my bridle, I drop it in there as well. I drilled a little hole in the side here so I can close the lid and it sticks out the side. I still need to drill one more hole so I can close it when I'm here, but I haven't done that yet, maybe today. And this boat uses a 50 amp, but the 50 amp is so damn heavy I hate pulling it. Just with my weak back, that cord weighs like 600,000 pounds. And I'm exaggerating a little bit. So I use a 30 with a splitter, and I only turn on one AC at a time. Otherwise, the 30 can handle everything. It's only just can't handle 2 ACs. And look how much easier this is to carry. I wouldn't be able to do that with a 50 cable. I would be able to barely lift it up. Okay, where is the power adapter? There it is. Make sure there's no spiders or something. Oh, there's a spider. Spiders don't bother me. It's the bees that I don't like. I don't like getting stung. All right, and it is off, so I don't know which one it is. Turn them both on. Let's see if I've got power. Yes, I've got power. And I've got my forward air conditioner and the V-berth turned off, and just the salon AC turned on. And the inverter turned on, which right now is charging all my lithium batteries. And I have a limit on that, so that's only pulling 16 amps maximum. That way I can run, well actually this is one leg, and this is the other leg. So this is only pulling 16 amps, and the AC unit, when it's running, is only pulling, I think it was 12. It starts with a quick inrush, but as it runs, I believe it's only pulling 12. So I'm well below the 30 amp limit. Anyway, the air is blowing, and it feels great. Let me close my windows and go check in. There she is, my beautiful boat, Miss Checkmate. Yes, sir. Okay.
Come on in here.
Got the Gray Heron Grill. Just doing a walkthrough of this nice little place.
I'm sorry?
Just doing a quick video walkthrough of the place. That's pretty nice.
Oh, you're fine. That's our restaurant out there.
The Great Heron Grill, huh?
Right here in Grill, but unfortunately it is closed right now
Just today or or time
for
wise?
the season.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's not a Great Heron Grill for me.
No.
Oh well. I've checked in. I got the card. I've got the keys to the courtesy van. I'm going to go to the hardware store and maybe even go to Walmart. You know, when you go to Walmart, you always come out with something, especially on the loop. Isn't this beautiful? Look at this marina. I mean, I'm in the middle of Kentucky Lake. It's just outstandingly stunning here. Peaceful. My boat's just resting on the dock, nice and quietly. Puffy clouds in the sky. Little hill in the background. I got some trees that are really doing their best to try and squeeze some color out, but I'm about a month too early. There's a couple of them there. I got some little bit of reds. I'm gonna go make sure the air conditioning is working good, and then I'm gonna head up to the store. I am back from the store, and I picked up these very thick tie wraps. So the thought is, take these tie wraps, cut off the length I need to fit inside the chair. That is exactly the thickness of the wobble. I'm going to cut off about a dozen of these, slide them in, and then pound the pedestal back on, and hopefully that will be the exact thickness to keep it from wobbling. So let me set the camera down and get to work and see if I can get it resolved. Okay. So I think I might have resolved it. I've got tie wraps wedged in there. I've got about a dozen of them all the way around. And I had to actually pound this back on with a piece of 2x4 and a hammer to get it on all the way down there, so it's very tight. So now when I try to shake the chair, man, what a difference that has made. That used to rock back and forth. Nice. I think I may have resolved it. So I've had a bunch of people ask me, what are these washers stuck to your inside of your enclosure? Well, figure I'd go ahead and show you. This is a temporary for the loop set up for solar and Starlink. On the top, there are two solar panels, one here and one in the back, that have 150-pound neodyme magnets bolted to them. And then underneath, I just stuck guys, washers, and when they stick, they stick. So that's what's holding down my solar panels, temporary solution. I also used some 300-pound test monofilament fishing line that crisscrosses to each one of the solar panels and comes down and ties. You can't see it, but it comes in a little opening right here where the zipper's at and ties to the railing, one here, one here. That's to provide a secondary temporary solution in case a real strong wind kicks up and somehow gets under these magnets, which I can't imagine it would pull, but if it does, there's 300-pound test monofilament holding them as well. So again, it's just a temporary solution. When I get done with the loop, this all comes off, but I just didn't want to permanently mount something. Same thing for the Starlink dish. The dish, I had to come up with some sort of little ingenious temporary mount, so I used some 1/2-inch PVC, made this little bracket. Same thing, the magnets hold it to the bottom with the washers underneath, and also used the same neodyme magnets to hold the wiring down for the solar panels and the Starlink dish. And so far it's worked great. Oh, good morning. I'm here at Where am I? I hate this that I'm. No, wait, I take that back. I don't hate it. I love it that I am on a trip that is just like a blur, in a good way. Traveling down the Tennessee River, and you go into anchorages or marinas, and you just wake up and you don't even know where you're at. It's just a beautiful feeling. Um, Normally you wouldn't say that, but I mean, it's just gorgeous out. Crystal clear sky, peaceful. And I'm at the, I'm gonna have to look around. Where am I at? This is embarrassing. Ah, just remembered. I'm at the Pebble Isle Marina. And it's about, I don't know, halfway down the Kentucky Lake, heading southbound. And at this time, I'm the only looper here. There's a whole bunch that have passed me, and a whole bunch behind me coming this way. And my arm hurts. I just got back from going up to the office. Let me show you what they give you. You stay here, you get you get this. These are the real deal. They're hot. They weigh about 2 pounds. These are true cinnamon buns, like you get from like the Cinnabon store, and they made them here. I had to sit down and wait for them to come out of the oven. They are hot, fresh, and when I opened it up, the woof of the cinnamon smell just hit me. I'm gonna make some coffee, sit down and eat a half of one of these, because these are huge. I can't eat a whole one. I could, but I don't want to. So today on the list is some projects. I'm gonna clean my white fenders. So I think it's the first time that I've tried to clean them for the trip. They haven't gotten as dirty as I thought they were going to get, even in the locks. You know, they're a little dirty, but not a big deal. So I figured at a beautiful, quiet, calm day, I'll use that to clean them up. So my project for this morning is to try and clean my fenders. This is a ball fender. And what I'm looking for isn't to make it perfectly white. So I'm not looking for the best. I'm looking for the most efficient, easiest, most efficient. Something you can basically spray on, spray off. Very little scrubbing, if none at all. So the first thing I'm going to try is this wheel and tire cleaner. It's an acid that if you've ever cleaned your rims on your cars, you know, you just spray this on, let it sit for a few minutes, spray it off, and your wheels are like new. So I want to try it on this. So that's step one. The rest of the video had so much wind noise blowing into the microphone that I couldn't even cancel it out. So I sprayed on the wheel cleaner, let it sit for a few minutes, and then hit it with a very stiff bristle brush. Did a really good job, which I kind of expected. This is some very strong stuff and quite easy to use. So the next cleaner I tried was Gojo. Gojo didn't do worth a darn. I thought it would actually do better on the greasy type stuff, but no. Then I tried Comet. Comet did really well. Not as good as the wheel cleaner, but really did a good job. And then I also tried Bleach. Bleach did really good on the scum, because scum is an organic dirtiness that's on it. It's not something that wipes off. It's not something like a grease. This organic scum just came off beautifully, but it wouldn't touch the stuff like the grease or the rust from the locks. So it was the wheel cleaner for the win. So I went ahead and finished off the entire fender with the wheel cleaner. My balls have never been so clean. All right, so that worked pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it, with this tire and wheel cleaner. It's not perfect. It doesn't get off all the black marks, but you know, I'm not really looking for perfect. If I was looking for perfect, I understand, use something like this, let it dry, then use something like a magic eraser, get all the black marks off. But I just want something that's really easy so that, because I have 7 fenders on this boat, and I'm not gonna make a big chore of trying to make them all look perfect. That's just not feasible for one person to handle this entire boat to do stuff like that, because it ends up making it more of a project. I need to find stuff that makes it easy and simple, so this ends up being a pleasant trip, not just a work trip. So let me know in the comments what you like to use. Hey, I'm pivoting. I was going to anchor out tonight, but trying to slowly push my way into a little canal. The bow ran up on the mud, so I had to back off of it. So I decided not even to push my luck, so I'm coming into Cuba Landing. How's it going? So I need to just leave it here and check in?
I'm sorry?
Just leave it here and check in? Okay. Nice dock. Clean. Looks like they just got through pressure washing it. I like when a marina takes care of their stuff. Uh-oh, no pets inside. I hope I can go in. So George, the counter guy, drew me up this nice map on how to get through, stay into the channel, stay out of the shallow water, find my slip. That's pretty awesome, man. Love it. So I made it safely into Cuba Landing. It was a nice little trip down the river this morning. Plan is just to spend one night here and then head further south. I am parked under a canopy. It's a big metal canopy, so I have no Starlink. So not a big deal. My phone is working as my little hotspot, so I still have connection. It's amazing how much you miss the internet when you don't have it, because I use it for planning, looking at Aquamaps and Navionics, Google Earth. So internet's really important when you're doing the loop. Let me give you an idea of where I'm at. Mississippi River. I turned left in Cairo, up the Ohio River, and then I took this little one, which is the Cumberland River, on down Green Turtle Bay, cut through Tennessee River, which is Lake Kentucky, and then I went southbound. And last night I was at Pebble Landing. Today I took this route here on down Tennessee River. Nice little 20-mile run, and ended up in Cuba Landing. Cuba Landing is a nice little place, very shallow coming in, so you really have to watch the markers. The harbor master said a lot of people will be coming down and he'll see the building right through this opening, and sometimes they'll try and take this route, so be careful that you come down and keep an eye out for these markers out there. Don't try and cut straight across, because it does look like you can come right on in from the view out here, and the markers lead you directly in. Really nice little place. So the plan is to go ahead and I'm going to cook up some dinner and just kind of kick back and relax, then head out in the morning. Well, it's a little foggy this morning. You know, I've been around a lot of fog. This is probably the thickest pea soup I've ever seen. That other set of slips over there is really not that far away. I'm using a GoPro, so it's very wide angle, so it looks like it's far away, but it's almost right in front of me. Just absolute pea soup. There's a tree line right here, right in front of me. We actually have to pull out and turn to miss this tree line. I don't know, it's 75 yards, if that, 50 yards. You can see there's some trees that are right in front of me here, but you can't see that tree line. Pretty amazing. So obviously I'm not going anywhere this morning. It's only about 7:15 in the morning. I made it into, where the heck am I at? Oh, it's hilarious, and I can't remember where I'm at. It is such a blur. I'm in a protected, covered area. I'm on the river. Don't know what river it is. I think I'm in Kentucky or Tennessee, somewhere in there. I know there's good old country music playing in the background. Yes, sir. You know, when I find out what the name of the marina is, just remembered, it's Clifton Marina. Yes, sir, I'm at Clifton Marina. And back then, got the power hooked up, got the air conditioning running. It's just below 90 degrees, like 87. No wind, so it's toasty. So now I'm going to check in and see what's happening. Clifton Marina is a cute little marina. It's at mile marker 158.5 on the Tennessee River in this Big Bend area. One thing you need to be careful of if you're coming here is the entrance is very narrow and shallow. So really take care. This area here is all covered slips, and they will park big boats right here. This is the marina where they have a nice little restaurant and live music. We got a chance to get the whole group together and enjoy a nice dinner and some extremely loud country music. Good morning. I left Clifton Marina at, let's see, what time is it now? It's 8:16 in the morning. I left at 6:15. It was so beautiful out. The sun was rising a little bit, nice and orangey looking. And it's still kind of a little bit overcast so that the sun's not too bright. Let me show you what it looks like out there. So that's what I'm driving into right now. Very beautiful, very peaceful. Just driving along at 8 miles an hour. And thank goodness for the clouds blocking the bright sun, because it gets hot pretty quick when you're sitting up here upstairs when the sun's glaring at you. So the plan for today is to make it down to Pickwick Lock and Dam, if I can handle it. That's I don't know, 35 miles, And I'm just having a hard time running any further than like 15 miles. It just bores the heck out of me to be sitting up here for hours and hours and hours by myself. So I'm trying to entertain myself with the iPad, trying to watch YouTube videos and whatnot. As long as it's really pretty and quiet like this, I don't mind it. But when the sun starts beating down and just, it's tough to stand up here. It makes you get sleepy. So once I get through Pickwick Lock, if I make it that far, another like 7 to 9 miles, I can make it into Grand Harbor. So that's the plan. So last night at Clifton Marina, there were probably 5 to 7 other loopers. We all got together and had a nice dinner, listened to some country music, and had some laughs. And now, majority of us, I think there's only 1 or 2 that are staying there for another day. But the majority of us are all heading down to Grand Harbor or Yacht Harbor Landing, I think it's called. There's 2 marinas that are pretty much side by side down there. And that's kind of the plan. So I'm just sitting here trying to stay awake, watching the beautiful scenery go by and just enjoying the peacefulness. Well, I'm arriving to the Pickwick Lock. I'm about 3/4 of a mile out, as you can see here on Navionics. And I'm going to give them a call. So let's call them on channel 14 and see when they're going to open for me. Pickwick Lock, checkmate.
This Pickwick Lock?
Good morning, sir. Motor vessel checkmate. Southbound, looking for a lock through, please.
Roger, what's your destination?
We're going right around the corner, 9 miles down to Grand Harbor.
Copy that. So you're on the river going to the lake?
Yes, sir.
All right, Cat. I've got some vessels going up in the chamber, and I'll turn the chamber around.
Copy that. We'll hang in there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull on close up. When he gets the doors open and gives me the green light, I'll go on in. Okay, I've made it to the front of the locks. There are 2 chambers. Don't know which one it's going to be. I could call them and bug them, but doesn't make any difference. I'll just sit here and wait to see which one opens. Well, they're emptying the chamber now, so I've been waiting. It's a big chamber, so it's taking a little while. And there's no wind up here. It's hot. So one of the nice things on this boat is I have a fridge right here, so I can get me a nice cold drink of Gatorade while I'm waiting. One of the real handy features on this boat. I love it. Having a refrigerator up here. Look at the height of that. Compared to that bass boat, that's got to be 10, 12 feet in the air. That's amazing. Alrighty, doors are opening. I'm gonna head up there. Okay, big old honk means come on in. Alright, I just asked him if he cared which side we tied to, and he said no, but he said he recommended we either go all the way down or stay at the beginning.
Are you going all the way up on the starboard side?
Yes, I am.
All right, Emily B will do that tempo on the other side.
All right, so he recommended we either go all the way.
Going forward.
All right, hold on, I'm recording, guys. He said he recommends we stay out of the middle because it could be rough in the middle. All right, I'm secure. Look at that pretty bird up there. He's watching over us. So there's 4 of us in the lock. There's 2 there. And there's John. Say hey, John. And yes, I have my life vest on. God, you guys go nuts when you don't see me wearing a life vest. I mean, what's the worst that could go wrong? I can fall over and die. Not a big deal. Cut me some slack. These are called floating pins. And a lot of them squeal and squeak as this piece here rides up. This is the first time I've seen one. I guess maybe there's other ones I just haven't noticed. That's totally quiet. And look what they did. They lined the outside with 2x4s and 2x12s. So they just put a 2x4 there, and then a 2x12 across. And it's rubbing as it goes up on the wood. Totally quiet. What a great idea. Okay, that was a long lift. Doors are opening and we're getting ready to head out. There you go. Heading out. Going into Grand Harbor. See if I can find my slip. H1, she said. Well, I'm in. She didn't tell me that it was going to be too low for my antennas to hit, so I had to take care of those while I was backing in by myself. Nobody came out. The cleats are in really weird places, so it's hard to get your lines where you need them. And people are flying by right out there. Big boats, little boats, everything. And there's no seawall. So everybody's getting tossed around in here. So far, not a grand harbor. And as I walk through down there, spider webs smashed me in the face everywhere I was walking. Just covered with spider webs. Oh well. Good morning from Grand Harbor Marina. Just had myself a bowl of life, because Mikey loves life, right? He'll eat anything. And it was a interesting night last night. This marina is not well kept by any stretch. It's a party marina. Last night, I think it was still almost 1 o'clock in the morning. And there were people still playing music, screaming, hooting, hollering. Every now and then somebody would turn up some country song that was louder than you could possibly imagine. They probably spend more money on their sound system than they do on their boats. And just because they think you want to hear their song, which we don't, but drunk people screaming, girls screaming, top of their lungs, laughing. I'm glad they were having a good time, but I would definitely not recommend this as a loopers marina. So I'm going to do something. One of the things that's a real detriment to me, let me walk outside. And now we're outside in the heat. So my Starlink quit working because it won't shoot through the metal roof. And typically when that happens, I just use my phone as a hotspot. Well, it turns out there's no Verizon coverage here, so I have no internet. And their Wi-Fi is all the way over at their marina on top of their place there, top of their little building. And it's probably a little router inside the building, so it won't reach over here to the boat. And there's no Wi-Fi in the different slips. Yeah. Everything I do for the loop, the research, so that I can find out, you know, where I'm going and all that kind of stuff, and entertainment for the evening, is internet. It's amazing how you really need it on the loop. So, and also there are no TV stations here. I did a scan, 0 TV stations. So it kind of sucked sitting on the boat for a long time without any entertainment. So with me finding that this marina really just, I don't know, it's not a loopers marina. Nobody manages it here. There's no dock hands. It's just kind of like a free-for-all. And there's spider webs everywhere you walk. That's right in front of my head as I'm trying to walk through. Spiders. And nobody comes out to clean it because there's nobody here. I went to use the courtesy car, walked up the office. The office is locked up. This place closes down on the weekends. So thank goodness I found a kind-hearted local boater that took me to the store. So thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. That was really, really welcome. It's nice to find somebody kind-hearted like that. So I picked up a couple items, and now I'm going to compare the two marinas that are side by side, Grand Harbor, which is where I'm at, and Yacht Harbor or Safe Harbor right up the road here, right up the waterway. I'm going to go there for a night. That way I can compare them two, let you know which one's better. So I'm going to untie and head up there. Let's go. Okay, getting out of this old place. Gonna try another old place, see which is better. Big no wake signs. Nobody listens to them at all. I'm gonna try and back in to this slip right here where that guy's standing. No, it's the line in the back, line in the back.
All right.
Sorry about that, my fault. Damn, I did okay.
Yes, sir. You're looking good. Everything good?
Thank you. Awesome. So it's getting ready to rain outside, and I'm going to walk up on the front of the boat because it is just amazing looking. This is what it looks like behind me. Now let me turn around where the rain is at. The sun is setting on the rain. Whoa, and here comes the rain. Whoops. Uh-oh. Look at that. It is coming down. Almost looks fake outside. Man, is it coming down. Well, I made it safely into Safe Harbor Marina, also called Aqua Yacht. It's been raining ever since I got here. It is Hurricane Helene is headed this way. So, or I should say, pretty much the remnants of it. People down there in the Big Bend area of Florida, man, they're getting hit bad. So we're going to hunker down here for probably a week, at least 3/4 of a week, to just see what this hurricane remnants is going to do. Because what they've done so far, the TVA, the Tennessee Valley Authority, has lowered the river out here in anticipation of a lot of rain coming. So if it does come, we'll be okay water depth. If it doesn't, the water level out there is pretty low for anchoring out, or even for getting in some of the smaller marinas. So it's a crapshoot. Anyway, we're going to sit here. There at this time on Nebo, I think it's 17 loopers here, maybe more. And that's just on Nebo. So this is a big marina. Just going to hang out here and see what happens. This afternoon, before it got dark, we all got together right behind my boat here. There's a nice little canopy area. And we all got together and had a little kind of a hurricane party, if you will. Cooked up some brats and... Oh, yeah.
We were down there for the winter lunch.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Had some beers. It was a nice little gathering. Got to meet a bunch of people. So everybody pretty much is just kind of hunkering down. And this is probably, without a doubt, my longest video, I'm sure, because I shot a lot of stuff and I've been trying my darndest to not get, I'm always 2 weeks behind in my videos. And it's a real pain in the butt to try and keep track of everything I did and then remember what I did 2 weeks ago. So this video will be 2 weeks worth, but basically it's going to be the longest video I ever did. So for you guys that stuck through to the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And yeah, we're just going to hunker down here and I'll see you, I guess, in the next one. So until next time, bye.